Michelle Littler for Cageside News here with Taylor Solomon at the Score Fighting Series in Hamilton. Taylor, you and your opponent, Adam Asenza, have very different techniques in the way that you fight. I noticed that during the fight you had a lot of takedown attempts, a lot of leg-to-body work, and he seemed to really focus on upper body striking and really focused on your head there. How did that present a challenge to you within the fight tonight?
Well, it was kind of didn't go the way I wanted it to, but it seemed like it was kind of like a brawl. We both put it out on the line, and I got a little tired in there. But you know what? I was trying to work that clinch a little bit. I figured I was kind of stronger in that clinch, and I was hurting him, but I couldn't. It just seemed like I couldn't finish him. He's a tough kid. He took the shots I gave him, and it was a scramble. It was kind of like a scrambly fight. Like it went back and forth. Some people say I won. Some people say he won. They flipped the coin, and he's the hometown kid. And I gave him credit tonight. At least he took some shots, and I just didn't do what I wanted to do, so I was a little upset. But you know what? I'm just gonna come back next time better, stronger, and faster, and better cardio and all that stuff. So that's about it. Adam's a tough kid. It was a good fight.
Absolutely, it was. It was excellent. But it is tough. It's so tough losing a split decision fight. So what, in your opinion, do you think you could have done differently that would have impacted the judge's decision?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, you know what? I felt like I was coming forward, but maybe if I would have just been a little more patient and let him kind of come into me. Like my plan was to just kind of pick some shots and be patient and move around a little bit. But when you get in there, you're just so flustered, it seems like, and the adrenaline kicks in. And I was just trying to swing for the fences, it seemed like, and it just wasn't my game plan. So he kind of brought me into that, and we were swinging, and it went, we were throwing. It just seemed like maybe I should have just chilled out a little bit, been a little more patient, and then, but next time, that's all it is, a learning experience every time. Weight cut was good, training camp was good. It was only 4 weeks, but I mean, next time I know to get more time in and just perform better. That's all. Live and learn, I guess.
Absolutely. You've touched on a few things that you'd look to improve upon during the fights or following this fight. Yeah. Is there anything else you can touch on maybe that you're going to bring into your next couple rounds?
Yeah, I think next time it's going to have to be with the experience now. That was eighth pro fight. So, I mean, the experience is coming along. Like I feel like we're relaxing there. But then again, when you get in there and the cage closes, it's just like the adrenaline kicks in, and it's sometimes my head wants to get, it's like kill mode type deal, but I think if I be like, kind of like Mr. Anderson Silva, he moves around, feels the cage a little bit, moves around, some head movement and stuff, and then he figures out his opponent like to the T, and he just, because he's patient, and then he picks his strikes. I think maybe if I see that style, works. At 155, I'm sometimes longer than some other guys, and so maybe if I could just kind of practice that style, I guess, move around and not just come forward all the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it was another good experience, I guess. A little upset that it went to his way for the decision, but what can you do, right? It's a sport, man. That's how it is. So I'm not too, my head's high, I guess. Can't frown on that. So it was a good fight. Everyone gave me props. I put on a show every time I get in there. So and that's what kind of fighter I am. I go in there and I throw down. So next time I just want to be a little more technical and breathe. It seemed like I was throwing without breathing, so I gassed out a little bit too. Next time.
Absolutely. And finally, you cite all these influences. Is there anyone that you really look to for your fighting style and technique, aside from obviously your coaches and trainers?
Well, there's a lot of guys I tried. Like when I came up, I'd utilize different guys' strategies. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like for me, I guess like a warrior, I go in there and I throw down, but like next time I'm going to try to just be patient. I think it might help. Move around a little bit and get used to that cage and then strike.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Taylor.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you. No problem. So, Michelle Littler with Cageside News and Taylor Solomon, Score Fighting Series, Hamilton.